Hello everybody. I said I'd make a video and I'm sorry it took me 3 or 4 extra days, but I finally get my voice back. I guess it's from where they put the breathing tube through. But anyway, on June 26th, I had done an errand. I had to go get my tags for my truck. Then I had been feeling bad for the last several days. Actually, the week before, the 18th, I actually went to the place in Burlington, a quick meds or fast meds. And every time I went anywhere, my urine come back negative. So that the doctor there told me, he said, if you start getting a fever, you need to go to the hospital. So the 18th, and still hurting, didn't know. Now I know why, but I didn't know. It was hard to do anything, hard to get outside. And actually, the 25th, I felt the best I ever did for about 2 or 3 hours. I had no hurting, no pain, no whatsoever. Just like I was, 59 again. But I woke up to 26, still hurting. I went to, like I say, I went and got my tags. Then I thought, well, I'll run to the Siler's emergency room because I was feeling bad. I figured as a UTI and I'd be out of there in a couple hours. I got there roughly about 10 o'clock. Yeah, about 10 o'clock. They'd run a CT scan on me probably about 11 o'clock, 11:30. That's pretty quick. And asked the lady there, the nurse, that how long does that usually take? She said it usually takes an hour and a half, 2 hours before they get the results back. I said, okay. So I said, I should be out of here in a couple hours. She said, yeah, no problem. Well, I'm going to guess about 30 minutes later, the doctor there said, well, we're going to transfer you to Chapel Hill. Now that's wow. That's just a wow. You go in expecting this and you get that. And I said, well, I can drive, or I can get my wife to drive. I felt good. I feel good now. He said, no. He said, we would rather you take an ambulance or a carrier service there. I said, not a problem. So I think Sandy was there at the time. No, off and on she was there. I actually had Nick Newcomer to bring her down when we found out I was going to Chapel Hill. So 3:30, they come and got me. And actually, it's right there at 3:30. So I sat there for 6 hours. Well, 4 hours, 5 hours. They come and got me. I told Sandy to go home, take care of business there. She did. And I got it. UNC Chapel Hill emergency room roughly 4:30, and I actually did get a room, so I'm glad I did listen to the doctor, because I'm like, I can do it. So it just worked out. Sandy actually met me there before I even got back to my room. In that room there, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 of us, 4 different people. Everybody got moved out. I got there at 4:30 that Thursday afternoon. And I'm there, and 7 or 8 o'clock, they're trying to find me a room. That being said, soon I got there, my doctor, my surgeon, came in and checked on me. And told me sort of about what's going on. So what's happened, the CT scan showed a mass down my belly, guts, whatever. That's the reason I couldn't do anything, pretty much. So 4:30, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, the nurse said, well, we've got you scheduled for a room. So me and Sandy sat there, had a 100-year-old lady that had a UTI, and she was trying to get home, but she couldn't until the morning. She finally got out of there about 7 o'clock. So we sat there all night long, and about 8 o'clock, I had another nurse come through and say, hey, we have you a room. I said, all right, cool. And she took my information. She says, on this floor, I said, nice. So the nurse I had, she come in. I said, they just said I had a room. She said, don't believe that. So at that time, I told Sandy to go home. because I figured it'd be another day before I have surgery. That being said, when I told Sandy to go home, no sooner she got in the parking lot, they had come and got me to take me to my room that I figured I'd be there for, a couple hours. That being said, I was there 15 minutes. I mean, they were great. All my nurses and everybody was great. 15 minutes later, she said, I was wrong. The nurse came in, she said, I was wrong. Guess what? They're taking you back now. So, lo and behold, by the time Sandy got back home, I was headed to the pre-op. Now, when they don't play. So, this is Friday morning. Like I say, I remember roughly 12:30 that they had me back there to hooking me up everything. And here's the kicker. So the doctor come in, great doctors. Never hear me say anything bad about any of them. The doctor come in, he told me what he was going to happen. So I had one of two things that's going to happen when I woke up. One, I would have nothing attached to me down below. I'd be good to go. Or I'd have a bag for the coronary, whatever, for however you want to say it. So, the poopy bag. I hate to say it like that, but that's what it was. So, guess what? That's one of two options. I know, that's what I'm looking for. So, I wake up. I had a third option. I had a catheter. So, lo and behold, I was not expecting that for sure. But he got the mass. I feel a whole lot better. And when he come in after, I think, surgery, I got in my room about 7:30, 8 o'clock that night, Friday night. Sandy was there. And so they sent the mass off to a pathologist. And then I asked him I said, how long am I going to be here? He said, probably 3 to 5 days. So I kept looking on my app, and it said, leaving Wednesday. And I kept getting up, using the bathroom, walking. I was a special case on both sides because Sandy said she heard somebody say they got pushed off from getting a colonoscopy, and that was because of me. I was a special case. The mass seemed to be pretty big. I don't know. So that was Saturday. I didn't eat anything. So I didn't eat anything from Wednesday till Saturday. I didn't realize I could do a liquid diet, and I didn't know what that meant. I thought that was water. Anyway, so Saturday afternoon, I done a liquid, and I was fine. And Saturday night, I ate. And then Sunday, I ate breakfast and supper, I think, because my eating schedule had been, 1 day a week. I used to eat 1 time a day, maybe 2. So I ate Saturday 1 time. No, it might have been 3 times. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. So the doctor comes in that Saturday morning. My surgeon, come in, wonder how I was doing. I was, doing fine. Still, So Sunday morning, another staff came through at about 6:15, and the way they talked, I wasn't going home till Wednesday. And I said, okay. So I ate my breakfast. Everything's fine. So about 9:45, my surgeon come through. I heard him talking to Sandy. I was in the bathroom. And I got up, and Sandy said, the surgeon looked at Sandy and said, well, he can go home. So by that time, say roughly 10 o'clock, by 3 o'clock Monday afternoon, I was at home. And since then, it's been sore, but the soreness has pretty much been where they stapled me together. Sandy said I look like I have a C-section, and it does. They got holes in my belly. But, I was a special case all around, I think, because they were not used to seeing somebody like me. Both my therapists that come through on Saturday morning, they actually signed off on me. Ready, you know, you're good. So now the big kicker, I got my lab results back, my tests, whatever, back a couple days ago. And I don't know how to read them. I will know tomorrow. That, like I say, this is Sunday afternoon. I will know tomorrow. I got to go to Chapel Hill tomorrow, 1 o'clock, get another CT scan and see how everything worked. The reason the catheter is because he's had to work on some the colon and stuff like that. It had holes in it, perforations. So he wants to make sure that was healing up so that, you know, things wasn't going into my stomach. And doesn't look like it, but we will find out for sure Monday. Once I do, I'll probably text everybody. And that's it. If you have any questions, please text me, because I'm going to probably put this on YouTube so it's easier for people to see it, you know, instead of putting it on my text. So that's it. Y'all have a great night.